There's Munchies, and then there's Brunchies. And Brunchies are for when you are in a weekend state of mind. Notice I didn't say when you're in a weekend. I said weekend state of mind. That could be a Monday morning. It could be a Thursday at 1 p.m. or could be a Friday night at 11:30. When you feel it, you make it. And we're making 3 of my favorites today. We're making a pecan pull-apart bread. We're making a French toast-ish thing that is going to be absolutely mind-blowingly tremendous, and a sort of HUEVOS rancheros, our version, our simple, easy, delicious version. What should we start with?
Monkey bread?
Monkey bread. Monkey bread.
Pull apart.
Pull apart. Old school, back in the day, church recipe. It's great. Here we go. Okay, first things first. This is a little pot of melted butter. There's 3/4 of a cup of butter in that. That will figure prominently in a second. Right now, before we do anything else to it, I'm going to use it to lubricate this bundt pan. You understand what I mean by lubricate there, young Max?
Oh, I do. I was gonna say something about how you're obsessed with lubrication and moisture.
Come on, I know. It's all bad. It's all bad. So all I'm gonna do is take this and just do this. Just brush the inside of this thing. You could spray it if you had a kitchen spray, and that would be fine, but I've got the butter right here. I mean, I might as well. And don't forget this little post that peeks up in the middle, and then nicely all the way around. You don't want anything to stick. Certainly not the least of what we're gonna put in here. And when this thing comes out, minds will be blown. I'm not kidding. It is so tremendously spectacular. Okay, that's done. This can go off to the side. Now we're gonna add sugar to this. And into our little pot goes a cup of sugar. Looks like a lot, don't freak out. It's gonna be delicious. You're not eating all of this. And then we'll just stir. And the goal is to get this sort of blended into one gorgeous, amazing, sweet butter substance. We can leave this now and attend to the bundt pan. Next is this. Basic everyday refrigerator biscuits. You know the type. You find this little corner, you peel it, and if they don't break open on their own, you give them a little jab right there against the hard surface, and they bust. So take these guys out. I've got 2 like 15-ounce cans, or what are they? I've got 2 16-ounce cans. You can either use these or you can use 3 of the 10-ounce. Open this guy up. There you go. Uh-oh, what have I done here? Oh, no, these are the buttery ones, or fake buttery, or whatever. Hence the little thing. It's gonna be fine. Here's our goal. We're gonna take one of our biscuits. We're gonna cut it into 4. They're gonna go into our cinnamon sugar base. We'll toss it lightly, and then we'll drop it into our bundt pan. But before they go in the bundt pan, Max, one more thing that goes in here. Are you ready? Pecans. This is a pecan cinnamon pull apart bread. And I got gorgeous pecans. Look at these guys. I like the whole ones. Now, remember, once everything goes in here and it bakes, you turn it upside down to get it out. And what's on the bottom becomes the top. So I'm gonna put the pecans face down in here. They don't have to be perfect, but I want them face down so they're face up. You see what I'm going with this? When they all come out. So let's try and use the nice big guys. And once we get one in each of these holes,
That's what she said.
everybody just stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. We're perfect. So watch what we're gonna do. Now you got this, right? Want me to put that there in front of you, Max?
Sure.
Okay, now here's the process. Let's start by cutting our biscuits. So we cut. We'll just get a bunch here. You're gonna wanna do about half. So what was there? There was 8 in each. Now I gotta look. 8 biscuits. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll save these guys. We'll cut these ones for our first layer. Now, how do we feel about raisins?
I like them.
Okay. I kind of like them too. Let's take some raisins. We'll add the raisins also down on this first layer.
That's a good poll question. Would you or wouldn't you raisin?
Lovely, one little box. Okay, now back to this. So now you can start dropping some of the quarters in, stirring about with your hand. Get them covered now, and then in they go. We're gonna wanna try and be fairly even with our placement. So more go back in here, and just continue until you're done with this first level. Right, layer one, now we have the following. Some more pecans. Now we have more pecans. Edges too, don't forget the edges. And more raisins. Now you remember the sugar butter?
How could I forget?
Okay, so now the sugar butter goes like this. I think you have a sense of what's going to happen here, don't you? So we're trying to give yourself about half of this. Oh, mother. Mother, please. Good. Maxie, now we repeat with the remaining biscuits. It's this kind of cutting that I could actually cut myself. This is when I make stupid mistakes. I'm not really rushing, but I'm very comfortable, and that's when shit gets away from you. And the rest of the butter. So as you look at this, I know it's hard to see all this butter and sugar and not freak out a little bit. But remember, you're gonna have a few of these pieces. You're really not gonna have all of them.
Yeah, this is a share dish.
This is definitely a share dish. But it's a really majestic one too, you're gonna see. Okay, there I am. My work is done here. Last thing to do is this goes in the oven. 350 degrees, I'd say 30 to 40 minutes. You'll know when it's ready, I think. You should know. 35 minutes, I think you're gonna be safe. If your oven's 350. Yeah. And here we are. Doesn't look like much, does it? Well, it looks okay, actually. Shall we? There's only one way to do this. I would normally do it on a plate, put a plate on top, but that's not dramatic. That's not fun, that's not exciting. So if you're ready, I'm just gonna flip it.
Do it.
1, 2, and 3. Why do I always get nervous at this point? Let's have a little look. And mother. Uh-oh. Trouble in paradise. Oh. No. No, there isn't. Jesus H. Hallelujah. Mamma mia. If there were angels, they'd be singing now. And yes, I'm sure Jews have angels. Some kind. Maybe an old guy's named Moishe or something. Oh. Be still, my quickly clogging heart. And you stand over your creation. And you marvel at it. And the smell that I'm getting from about 10 inches above is ridiculous. And so, of course, I want one with a pecan on it. So you push down. And look at it. It's like the most amazing cinnamon bread, but little bites. You can just like, you could 30 people could get a piece all at the same time. You can't say that about many foods, right? Let's just go for it, Max. I'm wasting time here. Buttery and sugary. Ow! They're f***ing hot. That'd be... What? Oh my God. And because it's sugary, it sticks. But look, If you're a cinnamon roll lover, you will die for this. If you are a pecan roll lover, as I prefer, and I make the hand version that takes starting the night before, letting stuff rise overnight. It's a multi-part process, and it's delicious, but I'm telling you, this is no less delicious. And it goes together like that, pretty much. But it's only the first of 3. Next up, we're making our version of HUEVOS RANCHEROS. Too dramatic? I don't care. Next up, we call these cheater huevo rancheros. Generally speaking, huevos rancheros is a crispy tortilla, tostada-like thing with refried beans and an egg and sauce and, you know, whatever. So we're going to do that, but instead of the crispy tortilla tostada-like thing, we're going to use big-ass waffle because we can. And even though I made my own, and not to show off, I meant to buy frozen store ones, but I forgot. You can keep those frozen store ones in your freezer, and then they go in a toaster, and your huevos rancheroing in like this amount of time. So we'll start by jazzing up a regular everyday can of refried beans. Okay? Okay, good. And just like the other day when we made those Jack in the Box tiny tacos, the filling for that included some refried beans. We'll get these in a can, and then we'll add our seasonings to it, and that consists of paprika, oregano, garlic powder, cumin, and our special visitor today is a good tablespoon of Cholula hot sauce. And we mix. And we can't find our spoon. And now we mix. Slowly, slowly. You don't want to splatter Cholula on you. And when they're mixed, just leave them to warm, and now let's cut a couple vegetables. All right, so we want some red onion, some thin slices of it. The dogs are playing in the background and making a little bit of noise. That's cool. So some thin slices of red like that. And then I love the color combination, so we'll do also some green onion cut on the diagonal. Let's come back to our beans for a second. So first things first, I'm going to take one of these waffles and throw it on just to start heating and get a little bit crispy. And then in the center, put some oil down, avocado. Nice little circle of it. And crack an egg right there. Beautiful. Stay together there, buddy. We season with a little salt and pepper, and we wait. Waffle toasting nicely, nicely. So I'm going to try and keep this guy beautiful sunny side up. I could flip him, but just a little extra time, he'll be done enough, and that's going to give me maximum yolkage. Maximum yolkage. And that's what I want. Beautiful. Getting very close. So shall we start to set this up?
Yeah.
Let's go. We start with our glorious waffle. Next, a layer of the incredibly fragrant and tasteful, a layer of the beautifully seasoned refried beans. I know to a lot of people this is heaven. To another lot of people this is just like crap. But not I. This for me is full on heaven. And then our egg. Ow! Oh gosh, look how beautiful. Now I want some of this thinly sliced red onion. Not like that. Not like that. But like that. A little of the green. And then what will help richen this whole thing up will be some incredible avocado. We will now take out like this. Cut a few slices. Just build them up right here. And when it's time, then you come with the fork. You break the egg yolk. You get the beans. You get the waffle, and you get some avocado. And life is heaven. The final little surprise is Some crispy bacon. Hello. Hello, crispy bacon. There you go. That's better, isn't it? And I'm about as ready for a bite as I ever could be. Crispy waffle, soft refried beans, beautiful sunny side up egg with that yolk that's just ready to spill out into everything, shall we? I should just cut it in half. Why don't I do that? Like that. Oh shit. That is this. This is this. This is what I wanted. You could almost cut it like a freaking pizza. How about if I just do this and now I get a bite in here? But let me cultivate a perfect bite, shall I? Let's get a little red onion. Let's get a little green onion here. Let's get ourselves a little piece of avocado. A little bite of richness. So we'll go like this and then into the avocado. Please stay. Okay, there you go. The green onion fell off. Piece of shit. You know I love you. Yolk.
Maximum yolk.
Bacon. Crunch. Look, the raw onion fully enhances everything. It's like super doubly rich, but in the best way possible. The refried beans just add that sort of amazingly beautifully seasoned elegance to the whole thing. The yolk does its yolky magic.
Maximum yolk.
My God, it's just like I could like this actually better than old school HUEVOS. Could? Like I do. At 2:30 in the morning when you want brunchies, the frozen waffle is going to be your best friend. And so is this bite. You know what's next? French toast that will blow your Captain Crunch freaking mind. Last but not least, we end with a classic cooking guy family favorite. I've been making a version of this for years. You remember being little?
Oh yeah.
And we call it French Toast Mountain. Here's what I do. Make regular everyday French toast. When it's done, I stack it up, I cut it into little cubes, and then I mount it on the plate like a mountain. You know, and the syrup goes on, kind of like the little river running through it, and you put bacon like a craggy rock. So you get all that. But we're changing it up today a bit. Instead of just cooking them flat, we're gonna make cubes, thick, big, beautiful cubes out of this sourdough loaf. And instead of just putting this in the beaten egg and milk, we're gonna put it in beaten egg and milk and then give it a dusting of finely crushed Captain Crunch. So what are you gonna get? You're gonna get the sweet, the crunchy, the delicious, the soft interior, all mounded up still like a gorgeous mountain. This will be something to behold, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start by making our little milk egg batter thing. And because we have a whole loaf of bread, I'm using 3 eggs. And in this case, instead of just milk, which I'll pour some in, I'm also going to use some cream. Why not make it a little richer, right, Max? Why not? And we beat. This would be the time for you to add cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg, sugar, that kind of stuff to your egg milk mixture. It's not happening. I don't want the cinnamon. I'm not a nutmeg fan. And sugar, we've got freaking Captain Crunch. We don't need to add any extra sweetness to it. But we do need to cut our sourdough. Let's go. I'm gonna take one little, I'm gonna flatten this side just a little bit. And then I'm trying to make them, does that look like about 1 inch, Max? So I want them about this thick. And continue. Work your way through. Now, these guys get cut. So as I look at this, we'll cut these guys this way. Oh, let me tell you something. This is gonna be one freaking gorgeous mountain when we're done. Let's take the big guys here and do the same. So just cut up all your bread. Okay, I think we can go with this for now. It's gorgeous. Our process is going to look like this. It's gonna be messy. I got a giant bowl because that's gonna make life much easier. We'll start with a handful of our giant French toast pieces into the egg mixture. And we want them all to be mixed, all sides, all the way around, because that's how the captain is going to stick. And then shake off the extra egg, and in they go. Throw a couple more in. And now we coat. What a lovely neon orange this is. This is what kids that are quarantined at home might need. And by the way, when I say kids, I mean 20 to 50-year-olds. All right, let's get some butter on the flat top and let's get French toasting. The bread has been egg washed and captain, and now it's time to actually make some French toast. So we'll lay down a little patch of butter, and now we'll take our pieces that we've tossed, put them right on top. Look at them. Aren't they glorious? The idea is going to be get all sides, and that's where the work is going to be for me, but you just sit back and enjoy the nonsense. And while we're here, let's just continue. We'll do more and we'll fill up the Evo. More bread in the egg, then into the captain, then on the grill. And repeat. Egg, captain, grill. And now let's look. Oh yes. Oh yes. Now we got something going on. Now we're talking. Can you imagine the person that tunes in right now? Wondering what the... He's cooking cheese. Why is he cooking giant pieces of fake colored cheddar? Well, I've heard his son Max likes the fake colored cheddar. That's true, I believe he does. Look, we're starting to get color everywhere. Thanks, guys. This is the idea. This is the pain in the ass part. Oh well. What are you gonna do? You know, the other thing
You personally inflicted this on yourself.
I know, I did this to myself, honestly. And I know what a hassle it is. And now I gotta put more butter in. I really did this for the audience. I did this for the viewers, Max. All right, so you don't have to sit through this painful amount of work that I now have set out for myself.
But I do.
But yes, Max does. So you guys hang in. Max will make it happen quickly for you. And then we eat. And then I eat. And then I eat and you watch. We're there. It's time to build our French toast mountain. It goes like this. You get a big pile of it, you put it on the flat. In my case, I'm using this big cutting board, but you'd use a plate. Careful, it's warm. Let's just start to spread them out a bit and start to build our mountain. It takes a little precision. Look, it took me a few years to get this to the point where I was really proud of my mountain. So if you don't get it right away, don't feel bad. I too was an amateur at building a mountain. Look, a pile of sand at the beach, I can handle that. This is a very different thing. And if you're not used to it, if you don't have the natural inclination to take French toast and turn it into something spectacular, you get it one day maybe. It's kind of like French toast Jenga. The final pieces of the construction project. And just when you think you can settle down now and relax, you can't, because now we're adding bacon. Because you want French toast with bacon up. See, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. The bacon represents the craggy rocks that often you find on a mountain. And by the way, if you got kids, this whole story plays beautifully.
What about the Great Smooth Mountain of Montana?
There's no smooth mountains. No, this is the only mountain I care about, and it's Craggy Rock Mountain. And then, because our mountain is way high up, at an extreme elevation, there's one last thing to add.
We're at a very high elevation, kid.
That would be the snow. Tell me when you're ready for it to snow.
I'm ready.
And here we go. The snow. Not all mountains get snow. but French toast Captain Crunch Mountain at Craggy Rock does. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my friends. This is what we call French Toast Mountain. Oh look, we could definitely put syrup on this guy, but I don't really like a lot of syrup, and then it kind of makes the bottom pieces soggy if you don't get to it fast, so I would suggest a side of syrup to dip into. Max, I'm ready. I think the key is, if you go to the top right away, you might have some construction problems because you push down to get it and it'll fall. So let's go here to one of the outer blocks on the mountain. We'll try it first without any syrup, okay? Can you hear the crunch? Can you? Can you?
Yeah, yes.
So the crazy thing about the Captain Crunch crusted French toast is it's delicious, but you'd think it would be sickly sweet. It's not. I've had regular French toast that I think was sweeter than this. I mean, look, there's the types that do like the strawberries and the whipping cream and all that nonsense on there. That's not my thing. This is. And look, and while I made myself a ridiculous amount of work by cutting them into cubes, you could simply take big pieces of bread, French toast that, then Captain Crunch that, and then cook it and then cut it. But I went to the effort because I wanted you to have this gorgeous mountain perfectly laid out in your head. And then you can get your syrup, your maple syrup, put a little bit on, a little bit. Don't go crazy now. There you go. And have that as a bite. A little bit's good. A little bit too much? Not good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. Not Munchies, but Brunchies that belong whenever you want to have them. We solid? Questions? Anybody out there? Nope. Max, questions?
Good.
Slut Bong, you good?
All good.
Slut Bong's good. When the Slut Bong's good, we're all good. See ya.